Mary Conway, my granny. She
out.
turned 100 years old.
Wow.
Oh, that deserves a round of applause.
Incredible.
Yes, Mary. That's
Mary.
incredible.
And we had a music session in the pub, actually. Rose Daz pub, the brewery tap in Tullamore.
Yeah. Another
I
clap.
have to visit.
Yes, we're here for that too.
So we had a trad session. All my family were there. The two boys came in, and one of the songs that was played was "Banks of the Roses." And this is a song that's been sang in my family for over 20 years, and I've been singing it since I was a kid. And it was played that night, and it went down really well. And we kind of noted it. We were kind of looking at each other, giving each other the eye, like, you know what I mean? And the next day, we went into the studio and we made an electronic beat, like a house beat. And we were just kind of messing. We were just singing Banks of the Roses over it. And we were kind of like, actually, that kind of works. Yeah. So then I just recorded it. We made a video, put it on TikTok. It was literally like, what, it was a couple of hours?
Couple of hours, yeah.
One day.
And threw it up on TikTok, came back the next day. The video had exploded. And we were like, what have we discovered here?
Yes. B, for those, watching the show that don't know, because obviously I know because I'm like young and I'm hip, what is trad house? For those watching, not me.
Well, obviously it's so like traditional Irish music has been around for like God knows how long. And it's ingrained in us as Irish people. What we say is like we spent the first half of our lives playing and learning trad music, and the second half playing and learning house music, dance music. And we took what we learned from both of those and put them together, and we call that trad house.
Were you surprised with how well it meshed and it worked?
Yeah, well, we always say, like, in pop music and say, just as pop music today, that melodies are nearly so washed at the minute, like they're all regurgitated and stuff, but to bring these Irish melodies to, say, a pop world, a dance world, it's really ear-tingling, and it really catches people's attention. And we think that's a big part of it.
Yeah. Oh, people love that kind of fusion. People love to see part of their culture being revitalised and stuff. So you're doing so well in mixing old music with new, but there's so much brilliant music coming out of Ireland at the moment. How does it feel, Ronan, to be part of that scene?
Yeah, it feels unbelievable. I think especially it's like so many good artists in Ireland, but they're doing it on an international level as well. Obviously, we're fresh from Electra Picnic, where we were there. You saw the scenes with the wolf tones and everything that happened there. But there we are. That was one of our best days ever, I think, of our whole lives. So it feels incredible to be part of a huge movement of Irish music at the minute, for sure.
You might tell us how this crowd came about, because this wasn't your initial time to be on an EP.
No, it was not. So we actually arrived on the Saturday. We were playing on Saturday at 9:30. That was what we were scheduled to play anyway. We arrived early at 12 because we had an interview with a station. And that was the only reason we were on site early. And then when we got to the site, the festival organiser came up to us and said, guys, you're on at 3 o'clock now. And we were like, hang on, we're after telling our whole fan base to be there at 9:30 at this stage. And it's 12 o'clock on a Saturday after a one-day festival. People are not looking at their phones, like, they're barely awake. So we were very worried at that moment in time. But then he told us that you could save your favourite artist on the app and then you get notified when they're playing and stuff. So there was that many saves for our performance that it was going to be a health and safety concern if we did play in the original tent.
Which is obviously dangerous, but also quite nice to hear.
Yeah. I would put our minds at ease a little bit, but like...
When we first got the news, we definitely didn't believe it. We were like, no, not a hope.
Like it was 2,000, the first tent was 2,000, no, 1,500.
Yeah, I think so.
And the new tent was 12,000. Yeah. So we had to we were thinking how are we going to fill this?
And did you really feel then, lads, we've made it in front of a crowd like that?
Well, I tell you, 5 minutes before, the tent was empty.
Yeah. We actually have a TikTok, a transition one. We went out 5 minutes before, there was no one there. And then, it's that thing at a festival, because there's other stages and stuff closing.
Well,
you're almost spoiled for choice a bit, aren't you?
And you're running on festival time. It's not real time.
Exactly.
But for the artist standing there half an hour before looking out from the side of the
Where's that
stage,
health
you're
and
like,
safety hazard?
Then you're giving us 5 minutes before and no one's there. Then when you're performing, you said 12,000 people.
Yeah.
What is that like when you see all of these people vibing to what you guys are doing?
Yeah, it's like...
Harping towards it.
It is harping towards. It's like there's an energy to it. And I think we've done festivals over the years, but we've never done a 12,000 tent full to capacity and actually going out the doors as well. And there was a noise off the crowd that was just like like really loud, like, but not just loud, like deafening, like. And it was like you could feel the energy from the whole thing. It was amazing.
And
We're also seeing this. Sorry, I cut you off. Please
yeah,
continue.
what you could really feel off it is that everyone wanted to be there, which was a really nice feeling.
We're also seeing a revival, is probably the correct word, of music at the moment, especially with the wolf tones. And how, in a way, it's kind of blending different generations together. Like it's music my grandparents and my parents would have listened to back in the day.
Yeah.
And now they're playing such amazing sellout shows. Why do you think that's happening today?
We always say that, like, during COVID, I think people they went back. If they ever played trad music or if they had any instruments lying around the house, I think people went back because they had nothing else to do. I think they went back and started playing trad music. And then also TikTok, which has influence over everything.
Social media is so powerful.
Yeah. So I think they started playing, and then some of them started put up videos, and the videos started doing well, and then the interest in trad started to grow. And yeah, I think that has a lot to do with it. Like.
Yeah, for sure.